Hi guys, I'm over here. Well, as you can see, my garage has changed a little bit since we last were in here, and you can see there's a whole bunch of other products in my garage. I am a full-time farmer alongside my brother and my father. With that being said and done, come summertime or spring, my garage turns into a storage area for the next year's crop. With that being said and done, I can't get to my air compressor, which is right here in front of me, and I can't keep welding on the driver's side door. So I figured let's make a short video on removing the passenger side door. Let's get a move on. So this is the driver's side door, and I started removing the door basically the other night when I started working on it while I was barbecuing. Don't tell the wife that. Anyhow, so with that being said, I came to a problem where these very nice bolts that hold the door on, one would not come out no matter what I did. You need a number 5 cross screwdriver to get these out. I didn't have that. I had a number 4 or number 3. But the number one part of the problem is, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, the inside here where my fingernail is has a little bit of a ridge, and that acts as an anti-lock system so these don't fall out. The part of the problem is the very bottom one there, I could not get out. And I'm just putting some pictures up here quick, or some video of me trying to drill it. Well, that didn't work out either. Found out this is very hard carbon steel. So I welded a nut on there. And anytime I do any form of welding, guys, I'm not going to show it for the simple reason I don't like you guys getting arc flashed in there. It's a pet peeve of mine personally when I watch somebody else's YouTube channel. I always fast forward it. The flashing lights actually hurt my eyes. I can handle it behind a welding lens, but through a camera, for whatever reason, it hurts my eyes, so I don't want to do it. But for demonstrations purposes, I can explain what I did here. So for demonstration purposes, this is what the door, one of the 8 that hold the door in place. This is a nut. Basically, I tried drilling it through the center. It didn't work out, but I was able to burr out more of it, which was able to then put a nut over top of the center. Then I welded it, and that's where we are right now. To be able to hold the nut on and weld, I ended up using a pair of vice grips to clip on it and to weld in there. Highly recommend it. What this allowed me to do, to put a bigger surface area to torque these out. The other thing it allowed me to do was to heat the head, the shaft up enough so that basically if there was a little bit of rust, it would be able to come out a lot more easier. Now, before you guys ask me, is there another way to get to the back side of the nut? Yes, there is. On the driver's side door, you can see those little squares right there. You can have access into that area. Yes, I tried a torch, but the torch was not good enough to do it. I only have a propane torch at this point in time. It was not good enough to heat it up. The other thing that I wanted to do also is I didn't want to wreck the square nut that's in there, because after looking at how it's designed, and I'm going to show some video of that really quick with a camera scope, how they actually welded it in place was really interesting, and how they hold that square nut in. So I'll show that here quick. So this is a camera scope, and what it allows you to do is it allows you to look backwards or in tight areas to see where you are. And depending on how you hold it, well, will determine how the camera faces. So I was able to use this camera to look on the inside. So my first idea was to figure out how what holds the door in place. Now each one of these holes has some form of a nut. So what I ended up doing was using this camera here and fed it in backwards, and then I started looking at the picture. Now as you can see here, I don't know if this shows up that good on camera here. Where's my light button? Oh, let's put the light down a little bit. Okay. As you can see here, there is a square nut inside of a pocket. So how they built this from factory, which was really interesting, is there is some tits here. And it looks like they welded it together somehow. So that's how they do that. And there's a little piece of metal that hold their square nuts in place. So even if I did try to heat it from the inside, no matter what I would do, it would not heat the nut up. Hence, we had to weld. So guys, we're now going to finish removing the car door here. Just got to remove a couple more screws and the nut that I welded on. And then this thing should quite easily pop off. I ended up putting the chair that I use underneath the door for right now so I can pick it up, and if it does fall, at least I'll have a chance of holding it. And just like that, the door has been removed. Anyhow, guys, I'm going in the house for supper. You have a good rest of your evening or day or night or whatever it is. And like I said, let's get this old thing back on the road.